that shock of not being in amongst your teammates and not being at the training ground or at the cricket ground or in the dressing room every single day is something that does take some getting used to, whether you're prepared for it or not. And I think I kind of had an inkling that it was going to end sooner rather than later, so it allows you time to get prepared. And then working out how you're going to make a living afterwards as well, I think, is something that you need to give thought to and try and work out what you're passionate about and what you think is going to challenge you in a way that cricket challenged you and challenged you to get better all the time. I found the transition going from an England player to a county player far harder than going from a county player to not playing cricket anymore, because I was still relatively young when I played my last game for England. I was 28. Seeing people achieving stuff and you're not part of that is something that both when you stop playing for England and when you stop playing county cricket, being there inside the dressing room when you're winning things or when you're involved in significant moments is something and a buzz that is very hard to replicate elsewhere. When you're in your early 20s, even towards like mid and late 20s, you feel like you've got a lot of time left and you kind of feel like you're neglecting your cricket if you're trying to learn something else. I wanted all of my energy and focus to be on cricket, which was probably counterproductive at times because you don't have that balance in your life that gives you perspective and allows you to be better at both as opposed to being obsessed with just the one thing. So if I'd have had more balance, maybe I'd have dealt with the ups and downs of my playing career better, and preparing for what comes after cricket definitely helps with that. But recognising and understanding what you like and what you enjoy and what challenges you, I think is something that softens that blow when you leave the dressing room. Yeah, I got fortunate in the sense that TMS at the BBC in particular asked me to work for them quite early in my career. In 2019 is when I started. I'd had an interest in journalism and broadcasting a lot earlier in my career and had done a fair amount of stuff with the BBC London, commentating and helping out Kevin Hand up in the commentary box when I was like 17, 18, 19 years old. And then the writing element of it, I did a course with the PCA with a magazine that was called All Out Cricket at the time. They ran a journalism course that you could do alongside playing. There is a book out this month and it's kind of an autobiography. It more tracks the roller coaster of a career that I had focusing on the Ashes series that I played in. So I had a very good first one where we won in Australia. I then had a very bad one where I got sent home early from the tour and had to try and rebuild my career to a point where I would play for England again, which looked potentially unlikely at the time. And then how I worked my way back up to go out there and win an Ashes series again in 2015. Reflecting, I think, on how I could have managed those periods of my career better. And also it's almost a bit like therapy in the sense that you're getting out on a page the thoughts that are and were inside your head. Everything that I'm doing at the moment I very much enjoy, and as long as that's the case and I can manage my time. I've got a 9-month-old daughter now, so that requires you to be at home a lot more than it did in my mid-20s when I didn't have those responsibilities, which is amazing. So yeah, things happen in life and you know, there are always moving parts, but as long as I can manage my time effectively and have enough time to be able to dedicate enough to my family, yeah, it's certainly the things that I want to continue to do.